The state capitol stands on a knoll at 1301 East 6th Avenue in Helena. The American flag, the state flag of Montana, and the flags of Montana's 8 tribal nations all fly here.
Welcome to the state capitol.
Capitol tour guide Donna Rogney gives visitors a brief overview of Montana history. Helena became the state capital in 1889.
Before that, we were a territory. Our first 2 territorial capitals were Bannock and Virginia City, and they both struck gold 1862. And then Helena struck gold 1864, the 3rd territorial capital. And between these little cities was Butte and Anaconda. They had the copper and the silver. We had more millionaires than anybody in the United States.
But when the state planned to build the capital in 1899, there wasn't as much money available.
So they needed to get bonds to purchase more money to build the capitol. Now, the first capitol was going to be the whole building as you see it today.
It was decided the capitol would be built in 2 phases.
So the first part completed in 1902. Second part was 1912. The first governor, Governor Toole, said, we'll build the smaller part, $350,000.
John Kent and Charles Bell were hired as the architects.
Charles Bell, primarily, was instrumental for getting the dome taller than it originally was supposed to be.
Ohio's F. Pedretti's sons were hired to decorate and furnish the first phase. The Pedrettis also painted many of the murals. Their style lent a flair from their work in European cathedrals.
And also in opera houses.
The capitol was on the cutting edge. These pillars are hollow on the inside.
Because Montana was the first capital to have electricity, running water, and elevators.
Statues of some of Montana's most famous leaders are here. Here's Jeanette Rankin.
She was voted in 1916, only 2 years after women were allowed to vote. Behind me is the governor's offices, and this is the new part completed in 1912.
A statue of the late Governor Judy March stands outside the governor's office and the latest addition to the capitol. Take a look at the doorknobs.
This is one of the only places you're going to see our state seal in the entire building.
A seal is under the rotunda floor, but it was covered as part of a renovation to protect against earthquakes. The artisan who installed these tiles said nothing made by man should be perfect.
And so he put one tile out of place to show that nothing is perfect.
Here's the Montana Statehood Centennial Bell.
It still has a good ring to it.
Overlooking the rotunda are statues of Maureen and Mike Mansfield. Mike Mansfield served as United States Senate Majority Leader from 1961 to 1977. He was also ambassador to Japan under Presidents Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan.
When they wanted to do this statue, he said I would be honored, but please put my wife's name first. I owe her everything.
The Supreme Court is now in the Justice Building nearby. Donna takes us to the old Supreme Court chambers.
All the paintings in this room were painted in Cincinnati and brought here by railroad. The stained glass designed by the Pedrettis, brought here by railroad.
The House of Representatives chambers was completed in the 2nd phase. Overlooking the chamber for everyone to see is one of Montana's most iconic paintings.
This is a Charlie Russell painting. It's his most famous and it's his largest. 12 by 25 feet.
Russell called this painting Lewis and Clark Meet the Salish at Ross's Hole. In the Senate chamber, we see artist Eugene Dobbs' depiction of the Corps of Discovery. The ornate room also has more F. Pedretti Sons paintings. The Capitol is a mix of rustic Montana with classical European design.
It's certainly something to be proud of, and you know, I'm glad we stopped here today to learn about it.
150 legislators will spend the next 90 days representing Montana in the People's House. About 500 people work in the Capitol year-round with thousands of visitors every year. It is a beautiful, historic workplace. Visiting it makes you proud to be a Montanan. Kevin Mackey, NBC, Montana. If you want to watch this story again or any of our Montana moments, go to NBCMontana.com/Montana Moment. These unique stories about the Treasure State, its history, and its great people are now the Montana Moment podcast. Look for new episodes every week. If you have a story idea, let us know. Until next time, be safe, stay healthy, and keep making Montana moments.